Why do we lose motivation after just a few hours of doing work? We have our goal that we're working towards. We start off feeling motivated, but then after just a few days, or quite often a few hours or even a few minutes of work, we stop. The initial motivation isn't there anymore, and we're only left with work that feels hard. Then we see a movie or a YouTube video or a cold TikTok edit, and we're able to work for a little while until the motivation yet again disappears and we're left with work that feels too hard. This cycle of gaining motivation and losing motivation is a really common problem, and I'm sure you've experienced this. I know I've struggled with this a lot. So in this video, I'll go over how I actually got past this problem and I'm able to work consistently. There were two things that I needed to learn before I could consistently work without having to depend on motivation. The first thing that I needed to understand was that today's result didn't come from today's work. Today's result come from last month's work, or maybe even last year's work. It can simply be described with this diagram. We've got memory, effect, and time. The things we do immediately, the actions we take today, the work we do today, we have good memory of. Our memory is high. Then tomorrow, our memory of what we did yesterday is a little bit less. And then the next day, our memory becomes even less. And over time, the memory fades and pretty much fades away completely. The actions we do today, while we have good memory of them, the results we get from today's actions actually come later on in the future. Our motivation often disappears while we're working because we aren't feeling like we're getting any results from the work. But in reality, the work we do today generates results, and even much more results than we even realize. It just doesn't come instantly. Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see no results, so monkey stop. That's how our ape brain works. We often lose motivation when we're working because we aren't seeing any results. We aren't making any money, or we aren't getting enough feedback for our work. We stop working out after a few weeks because we aren't seeing the six-pack when we look in the mirror. We need to stop being so short-sighted. We need to start thinking long-term in the things we want to make progress in. Now we understand that the results we get today come from work we did in the past. Just by understanding this fact, when we sit down to study or to work on our business project, we will have more patience to not quit so fast. So just this alone will help us work without motivation. The second thing, and probably even more important, is our self-image. We have to change the way we view ourselves. If we view ourselves as people who can't work without motivation, we will act accordingly to that type of person. So if we currently struggle with working without motivation, we need to prove to ourselves somehow that our current self-image isn't accurate. Because if we instead start viewing ourselves as people who are capable of working consistently and able to work, especially on the days when we aren't feeling motivated, we will act like that type of person and do the work anyway. And for those of you who have watched the other videos about how to make hard things easy, you already know that it doesn't take longer than 21 days to build a new habit. Although there isn't any exact time it takes to change our self-image, but I and many others have managed to do it in less than 2 weeks through just doing small daily productive things every day that have to this day changed the way I view myself. The reason it works so effectively is because working daily, even though it might just be for 20 minutes, we prove daily to ourselves that we can work without motivation, that we are productive types of people. So for the next 2 weeks, sit down for at least 20 minutes every day at the same time and work, even though we might not feel motivated or we might feel like doing something else. The point of this exercise isn't to get things done, although that will be a bonus. The main reason is to change your self-image. After those 2 weeks, you will have proved to yourself daily that you can work every day. And because of it, now prove to yourself that you are that type of productive person. Try out this experiment and look at it as a fun thing. I know most people watching this won't do it, but don't be like them. Trust me when I say this, that this small little experience has a chance of completely changing your life. So for the next 2 weeks, try this experiment, and if you at any time during these 2 weeks start questioning what you're doing, go back and rewatch the video. That's all I'd say in this video. I'm out.